All right, this is Unit 0, Lesson 14. Our title is Coordinate Plane Basics. So, before we even begin with the notes, what standard are we on? We are on a new one now.
C.
C. What is standard C?
It's the one after D.
What standard are we on? Go ahead and look at your syllabus. What standard? The coordinate plane. And which letter is that? Standard C. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, standard C.
Are we behind since we're doing this stuff? Like, are we going to be behind in the math we're supposed to be learning?
No, you're going to be on schedule.
Okay.
All right, so the first title is axes. So, by the way, if you want to take a little note, axes, this is plural, singular. Okay, I can write better here. Singular is, does anyone know it? If I'm talking about one of the axes, I'm talking about Colby.
Axis.
Axis with an I. Axis. All right, so go ahead and make a line with arrows. You don't really need a graph, I guess, for the first one if you don't need it. But here are your axes. Little bit of review. If I'm giving you x and y axis, which one goes where? X goes horizontal or vertical? Colby thinks he knows. I'm looking for more hands, though.
Wait, what?
I'm looking for x-axis and y-axis. Which one goes with vertical? Which one goes to horizontal? Ooh, I see Jaden's hand. Do we really need that much review? Okay, there's Chewy's hand. I feel like calling on Jaden.
It's like Y and X.
Y goes where?
Up
Up and down. So that's a vertical.
Yes.
Y. Oh, I'm gonna change to red here. All right. So this is our y-axis. This is our x-axis. And then on our notes out here, I want to say that the y-axis, this guy is vertical, and the x-axis, this is horizontal. And if you ever have trouble remembering these, the way that I learned was the horizon, when you see out onto the, well, we don't have the best horizon because we have a bunch of mountains, but the horizon is a flat line like the x-axis. So that's the horizontal line. All right, I want to talk about quadrants. All right, when I say quadrants, what do I mean? So go ahead and make a new set of axes. Technology is so nice. I can just copy paste. All right, my axes, or my quadrants. So where does quadrant 1 go? Top right, top left, or bottom right? Quadrant 1. When I say quadrant 1, India knows. Is there anyone else that knows? Jaden knows, Colby knows. All right, India, give it to us.
Top right.
Top right. This is quadrant 1. And I guess I don't really need to write that in. I can make this a thicker line like this. Quadrant 1. And I do Roman numerals. If you just want to do the number 1, that works too. Usually when you're talking about quadrants, you do Roman numerals. And the Roman numerals, I can do them on the side over here in smaller letters. The Roman numerals goes 1, 2.
You don't need to write it if we already know it.
No, you don't need to write it if you already know it. 3 and 4. So coming back here, 1, and then quadrant 2 is, do I go left or do I go down? You have a 50-50 chance. India knows. Come on, guys, think. Quadrant 1 is in the top right. Quadrant 2, is it over here or is it down here? To the left or down? I see Ellery's hand for the first time today. No one else knows, really? Oh, I see Caroline. I'm going to give it to Ellery. Down? Nope. It's actually left. Good guess, though. Quadrant 2. And then from there, you just keep going counterclockwise. Quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. All right, so get ready to make another graph. So I'm going to grab this, this, and this.
Is this the last one we're writing about?
No, we have a few more.
Okay.
All right. Can I go to the next slide?
No.
Nope. Okay, I'll wait. Still see some pencils going. Quadrants. The next topic that I'm going to be talking about is positive and negative values. Where is x negative? Where is it positive? Where is y negative? Where is y positive? If you already know that, that's awesome, but we're going to have it down in our notes now. All right, scream now, otherwise I'm moving on. That's not a scream. But I do still see a few pencils writing, even though they're not screaming. All right, I see one pencil going, two pencils going actually. All right, moving on in 10 seconds. 5,
What does it say?
4, what's that?
Recording in progress.
Oh,
Recording in progress, yeah. Quiet, please. All right, next slide. We need to get rid of that guy. Okay, so my next note is positive and negative values. Positive and negative values. All right, so obviously we need to label our x and y if we're talking about where x and y are positive. So y-axis again is the vertical, x-axis horizontal. Go ahead and make that guy to the best of your ability. All right. So x-axis. I want to talk about just x values in terms of this horizontal axis. Where is x positive? Is it on the left or is it on the right? All right, we'll give it to Beverly.
Right.
It's right. Okay, so all of these are going to be positive x values. So you can say positive x, and then we can say negative x. Maybe I should do negative in blue to make it stand out more. This is negative x and negative x. So all of the values over here are negative, okay? And then finally we talk about y. Y is going up and down. Where is positive? Where is negative? Top and bottom I'm looking for. How many people know this? I see 2 people that know it, Colby and India. Where are positive and negative values? All right, Colby, go for it.
Oh, top is positive.
Top is positive, so we can say positive y, and then on the bottom, opposites, so negative y and negative y. And maybe this is hard to read, so maybe I should just delete this background like this. Now it's easier to read. All right. And last but not least in our notes, we need to talk about coordinate pairs. All right, coordinate pairs. So if I'm talking about a point on a graph, in order to give the location, I need to give you the coordinate pair. So a point is equal to the coordinate pair. The coordinate pair represents the location of the point. So point is the, I'm going to label this just coordinate pair. So whenever I say a point, you should in your heads be thinking, okay, what coordinate pair is that point on my coordinate plane? And maybe you want to put in notes here, this is the location. Location of the point. And the general formula here, the general idea is that I'm going to have my x, comma, y. And then all of this is in parentheses. X, comma, y. All right, so the last, we're still on coordinate pairs, and in this coordinate pairs category, the last thing that I need us to do is to make a graph, give yourself some room, and we're going to do a few examples. So I'm going to go to a new slide in order to make sure that fits on here. But before I go to the new slide, I want to make sure that we have this down. All right, raise your hand to throw on the brakes, and I can pause here for another few seconds. Okay, thank you.
1 second.
All right. For those of you that want to go ahead and make your x-axis your y-axis and get ready to label some points.
Okay, you can go.
All right. Hand up if you need some more time. All right, we're going to wait for a few more seconds. So for those of you that are still writing, we'll ask a question to the rest of the class. What would happen if I am trying to represent three-dimensional space? How would you write the coordinate? It wouldn't be a coordinate pair, it would be a coordinate trio. What would you do? You think you have an idea? Let's go with India.
XYZ.
XYZ, yeah.
I play Minecraft.
XYZ. In Minecraft, it's a little bit different because Z is not the third dimension. I think in Minecraft, your Y is actually your third dimension.
Y goes up and down in Minecraft, and X is this way, and Y and Z is that way.
Yep.
That is logically.
Yeah, in computer programming, that's sometimes the case. It depends what type of programming language you're in. All right, I'm moving to the next slide. Go ahead and make sure you have some sort of graph. I'm still under the category of coordinate plane, though. And this is our example. So I'm going to say the point A, this is at location 0, comma 3. I'm going to say the point B, this is at -1, comma 2. And finally, point C, this is going to be at -2, comma 1. All right, if you know how to graph those now. It would also help if you also label this your x-axis and your y-axis. I'll give you guys a few seconds to run ahead of me, and then I will run through to check to make sure we have the right answers. Remember that this is going to be an x, comma y pair, and I can write this above this again because I don't want to go back to the previous slide. You should already have this written. This is x, comma y in parentheses. So you move along the x-axis first, move left and right first, and then move in the y-axis. No idea what they're listening to over there. All right, A. I'm going to go through this now. A, I go 0 on the x-axis, so I don't move left and right is what it's saying. 0 movement on the x-axis. And 3 movement on the y-axis. 3 is a positive 3, so I go up 1, 2, 3. And here is my point for A. Maybe I should just switch to a darker or thicker pen so we can see what's going on. So this is going to be A. All right, B, -1, 2, so I go -1 in the x direction. So I come over here, -1 in the x direction, and then 2 in the y direction, 1, 2. So this is point B. Maybe this pen is too thick, I don't know. B. And then -2, 1 is going to be -1, 2, and then I come up 1. So this is going to be point C. All right, fist of 5. How well do you think you know coordinate pairs? I'm not going to do any more examples then. Everyone was showing 5s. All right, go ahead and write those summaries. That will end the video too. So for those of you online, make sure that you do the worksheet.